Slenderman is a fictional horror character and urban legend that originated from the internet. The character has gained popularity and has influenced pop culture as an internet icon, becoming a popular creepypasta. And if you don't know what a creepypasta is, no, it isn't an unsettling noodle or an SCP, it's more so a creepy internet tale, or urban legend. Examples would be Jeff the Killer, the Rake, Onision, and Squid Suicide. And of course, ANOREXIC Man! Being a popular internet meme that took the world by storm in 2012, Slender Man may be one of the most influential fictional horror characters of the 21st century, and I'll explain why. So today I'm going to be explaining the timeline behind the faceless creature that took the world by storm. Welcome to the History of Slender.
Zanny gang, candy gang, you just want an natty, babe. I'm insane, live alone, solitude my only home. Johnny dang up on my wrist, heavy like I hit some shit. Basic bitch just wanna kiss, drop your legs and suck this dick.
Mom. What? Kari's being weird again.
Yeah. This is weird. This is weird.
Recorded history of this urban legend dates back to 2009 on a website called Something Awful Forums. Slender Man, believe it or not, was created in a Photoshop contest in a thread called Create Paranormal Images. Eric Knudsen, the creator of Slender, was the one who posted the first photos of the character to ever surface. These are black and white subordinary photos of kids having fun at a playground, but with something eerily supernatural in the background. A tall yet slender figure with smooth white skin that didn't look like it was really noticed, even by the so-called photographer of these photos. This was actually where the lore of Slender Man abducting children comes from. Horror stories about abducting children are common, especially to warn kids about stranger danger. But instead of using an ice cream truck, the Slender Man represented something even scarier. Fear of the unknown. Which is why I think before we start actually getting into how Slender Man became popular, we need to detail him a little bit better.
I'm gonna have to use you just for a second while I do this, but I'm gonna keep it on.
Okay. Yeah. Oh.
Slender Man is a tall, slender, soulless entity with pale white skin and a suit. So basically Mike Penn. He has tentacles which appear from his back and are said to be as sharp as knives or swords, or look, the wiki says they're sharp, okay? The creature is meant to stalk. It will not usually move, but more so slowly walk toward you, floating almost. This is actually called, get this, slender walking! This is actually called slender walking. Yeah, brilliant, I know. Slender walking is a term used on the wiki page for the way Slender Man paranormally floats to you or is able to teleport from place to place. Slender Man can teleport and has the ability to affect technology by creating static on a camera when recorded. The static can show up even when Slender Man isn't on frame to tell that he's nearby. He's typically, according to the Slender Man wiki, depicted as being between 6 and 15 feet tall. So, oh my god! His appearance, like any horror character, has a lot to do with why he's scary. The Slender Man has absolutely no facial features, meaning you cannot tell his motivation. Humans by nature have a tendency to be fearful of the unknown, and for good reason. Because the unknown could be anything, and that includes the risk of it being dangerous. That's also why he's so tall. The tallness makes Slender Man blend in with his environment and helps him look more intimidating. There's like an eerie, soulless essence to Slender Man's appearance. I think it's quite genius actually, which is why he's my favorite horror monster. People naturally want to know more about something when it's shrouded in mystery, which leads to Slender Man's rise in popularity. Back to the Something Awful forums. These images and the theme of a casual photo with something paranormal and unknown yet noticeable happening in the background sparked a lot of interest. It exploded in interest and popularity on the forums, which led to its virality. Divorced from its original creator, the Slender Man became the subject of myriad stories by multiple authors within an overarching mythos. Spreading from site to site, a cult fanbase started to revolve around this meme. Cosplayers, writers of short stories, a video series which would evolve into what would be Marble Hornets, but that's for later. Slender Man was small but growing. The seed was already planted. This is only the first stage to its virality. Media scholar and folklorist Andrew Peck attributes the success of Slender Man to its highly collaborative nature. Because the character and its motives are shrouded in mystery, users can easily adapt existing Slender Man tropes and imagery to create new stories. This ability for users to tap into the ideas of others, while also supplying their own, helped inspire the collaborative culture that arose surrounding the Slender Man. Instead of privileging the choices of certain creators as canonical, this collaborative culture informally locates ownership of the creature across the community. In these respects, the Slender Man is similar to campfire stories or urban legends, and the character's success comes from enabling both social interaction and personal acts of creative expression. Slender Man as a creepypasta was an example of this. With a similar creepypasta, the SCP Foundation, which like Slender Man was an online creative writing cult and project that would go on to spawn games and an entire universe. Slender was just about to snowball within its potential, and the new heights that would come with it. 2012 is when interest in the character really started to peak. The reason I said Slender Man may be one of the most important fictional horror characters of the 21st century in the beginning is because I believe his popularity had to do with the internet as well as the rise of many YouTubers. PewDiePie in particular, whose videos on Slender Man have almost, if not 10 million views apiece. Keep in mind, numbers like this were a lot bigger back then because there are a lot less people on the platform than today. Hell, PewDiePie reached 1 million subscribers a month after the game's release.
I'm so fucking scared right now. This is so fucking scary. Oh my god, what the fuck, 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 what am I doing? What the fuck, 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 what the fuck?
The interest in Slender Man was at an all-time high. Everyone was watching and wanted to see people's reactions to the game. The game in question was, of course, Slender the 8 Pages. A survival horror which was a simple yet effectively scary game at the time, spawning many clones and remakes. The game begins with you spawning in the woods where the main objective is to hunt for 8 pages at different abandoned locations. Now why, you may ask? Why do I have to search for 8 pages? To this day I still don't fucking know. Maybe he's writing a book? Maybe they have the Krabby Patty secret formula? Maybe they're like the fucking Infinity Stones for Slanos. I don't know. Even if you get them all, it doesn't really do anything to the Slender Man because he just kind of like captures you anyway. And then you wake up and then like it switches to daytime mode. The woods are gated around a large perimeter. Like really, when you spawn, the gate is literally right fucking behind you. Dude, you can leave at any second and you choose not to. Why can't you just jump the fence? I mean, how else the fuck did you get in here? It's right there! I don't care about your stupid fucking pieces of paper. You're equipped with a flashlight and have to search for these pages in the dark at abandoned locations within the woods. Oh yeah, and the pages look really fucking edgy. Like anybody could have drawn this. Maybe there were like people in the forest trying to warn you about Slender Man or something. I mean, look at this Picasso piece right here. Look, I just drew this in 10 seconds. These must be really fucking valuable. Slender Man really cares enough to fist you with his tentacles to protect them. Oh yeah, and the locations are like really weird, I guess. I don't know, you got like something called the silo. I don't know what a silo is, but yeah, sounds creepy. Let's see, you got the silo, you got like a car in the middle of the woods. I know you're right there, Slendy. I can taste you. Not really. You got kind of like oil tanks or something. You got the bathroom building, which is really fucking scary because he just appears in the hallway and you're kind of like trapped in there. We got 2 pages so far. Ah, fuck. Why'd I go there? Slender the 8 Pages was a hit. Hell, even within its first month, it was downloaded over 2 million times. It was popular enough to spawn a sequel entitled Slender the Arrival. Released in 2013, Slender the Arrival is the commercial version of what Slender the 8 Pages would be if it was given the budget. The first game alone was amazing for an indie game, but the second one told the story it really wanted to tell, expanding off the 8 pages, and honestly, it looks like a very unique and scary game. It expands on the lore of the Slender Man and is divided into chapters, where we learn the name of the character we play as in the 8 pages, and in The Arrival, the objective is to find the disappearance of a missing kid named Charlie, presumably abducted. And we all know who's behind that. One of the levels is where you get to replay the 8 pages game over, although with better graphics this time and in a new forest. Along with other levels where the objectives are to collect certain resources, it tells an intriguing story. The game is really interesting and expands on the lore a lot. I've yet to play it because I still haven't beat the 8 pages surprisingly. I can't get fucking past the 6th page. Every time I try, he's always just right behind me. I'd be surprised if we didn't die. Yup, he got me. Damn it. I only made it to 6. Fuck, dude. Fuck, damn it. Behind the tree. Oh, man. Damn, I was fucking Dude, it's 2 more pages, man. 2 more pages. It's always like that. Fuck. Looking at some Let's Plays, it definitely looks like a proper full experience for Slender Man. There are levels such as mineshafts and farms, which add to the creepy abandoned aesthetic, which I love, and believe the Slender franchise thrives best off of. These games get massive attention on YouTube and develop a fan base. Slender Man was at an all-time peak and one of, if not the biggest creepypasta in the world. Now that we're halfway through, it's time to talk about what revolved around all this. This is the Cult of Slender. The Slender Man fanbase was so strong at one point that it was like the mythos actually tied into real life. The fictional character of Slender Man was a mere corner of the internet. With a series based off Slender Man called Marble Hornets, Marble Hornets was a vlog-like found footage series on YouTube based off Slender Man. Where instead of being called Slender Man, the main protagonists were being stalked by someone called the Operator. Marble Hornets is a notable part of Slender Man's history and is the most popular web series based on the character. This is a pure example of the cult-like fanbase Slender Man had developed, with wiki pages dedicated to Slender, his abilities, and quantum theories on how his anatomy and biology worked, with scientific explanations for his teleporting, for the effects he has on his victims, and his existence. But because of his particular combined elements of horror, fear of the unknown, and shrouded in mystery, the lore of the character started to change, with a person researching Slender Man would play in the lore, in fact becoming part of it. That's the thing with Slender Man. His lore isn't completely solid, it's kinda community-based, as described in the paragraph from media scholar Andrew Peck. However, Slender's legacy wouldn't be scot-free forever. Something tragic would soon strike, that transformed fiction into reality.
I'll change the weather, all come together when we sit down and look around. I'll change the weather, all come together when we sit down and look around. Coming down.
This is the part of the video that gets a little serious. On May 31st, 2014, 2 12-year-old girls lured their friend into the woods and stabbed her 19 times. This is all in order to prove that the Slender Man was real. They apparently thought Slender Man lived in some kind of mansion in the woods and wanted to sacrifice their friend so they could please him and be quote-unquote worthy. After luring their friend, they stabbed her 19 times and left her for dead. But luckily the girl was able to crawl barely alive and find help from a passing hiker.
Peyton Leichner has somehow crawled out of the woods, covered in stab wounds, 19 of them. She's now being wheeled into the operating room, having just told her mother her friends did this to her.
They had run away and the police hadn't found them yet. And we just knew that Peyton told us Morgan stabbed her and the police hadn't been able to find the girls.
And in fact, police believe those girls were walking.
Yeah.
They were going to find a mansion in the woods.
Oh, the mansion, yeah, the mansion in the woods. They were going to the Nicolay Forest because they believed that there was a mansion there that Slenderman lived in.
Incredibly, police say those girls were now headed to find a mansion where they believed a fictitious internet character truly lived. A character named Slender Man, who police say they were hoping to impress. Outside that hospital, in that town,
a major search by ground.
These are the woods where the stabbing
Police are still on the scene here.
A frantic search for the 2 missing, Morgan Geyser and Anissa Wire.
2 12-year-old girls stabbing their friend nearly to death is unimaginable anytime, but especially for a safe community like the city of Waukesha.
This is a dark day for the victim of this crime, as well as the legacy of the character Slender Man. And it's understandable why the popularity of the character pretty much completely fell off after this point. Well, that is until one more major mark in its history. It's clear to see why Slender Man's popularity fell off. I mean, people still know about him, they just aren't as interested as they once were. The Slender Man stabbings kind of tainted the legacy of Slender Man, and anybody who brought it up, especially in the media, was kind of shut down. Much like the locations in all the games, Slender Man became, well, abandoned. Left in the middle of the fictional gated woods where he spawned. It's kind of scary how a fictional character whose lore played on real life actually had real world consequences. But even after all that happened, he was just kind of seen as a joke to some people. Which is sad because he had such potential as a character that Slender the Arrival really showed. I don't think we'll get any more Slender Man games. The character is still known and popular, but definitely not as much as it used to be. Of course the hype around something doesn't last forever. Maybe it was just time to bury the hatchet. After the stabbing, Slender Man's popularity went quiet for a few years. The games were complete, Marble Hornets finished years ago. I don't think anyone really wanted to talk about it, because it just seemed weird to talk about a fictional character that two deluded girls in real life tried to sacrifice their friend to. But if the stabbings didn't bury the hatchet, then this next thing would. The Slender Man movie! Because why not? According to Google Trends, its last spike in popularity was the movie. Coming out in 2018, holy shit did this movie fucking bomb! Just to point out, I never saw it, but I want to see it. Mostly just to laugh at it. I mean, I looked at the trailer, some clips, some reviews. It's like you took some dumbass teenage girls who trip over nothing while they're running in the woods. Look up, ooh, the curse of Slender Man, because we live in a small suburban town and have nothing better to do. Here's a serious question. Would you guys rather live in a really dangerous hood or a upper middle class haunted suburban house? It's like even with the Hollywood budget, this movie just seems like, the movie seems just like cheap stock footage of maggots and shit. There's this scene where they watch some spooky dark web video to summon Slender Man, and they get lazy at this part where they just flash a bunch of pictures of the Illuminati and shit. Is ANOREXIC Man part of the Illuminati? I don't know. Dumb shit. These girls are dumb as fuck. As I said, they're the type in horror movies to trip over nothing in the woods or running at a prissy jogging pace. Also, whoever wrote the dialogue for these girls was definitely over the age of 35. Or just didn't know how teenagers interact with each other.
Twitter poll, if you could stay one age forever, what would it be?
Easy, 21.
No way, I'd be 10. Oh no, 10 was the worst, man. I say 30, it's like the height of sophistication. You?
What about the age we are right now? I'd like to stay like this forever.
Seriously? I mean, what's wrong with you?
Okay, fine. The age we are right now, but we could all live in a house together.
Okay, fine. But without Ren, though?
Yeah, obviously, that goes without saying.
Super funny, like, whoa.
Oh, guys, the dude grows in the natural habitat. Let's observe, shall we?
Hey, Tom! So what's the plan tonight?
Big plans. Hey, it's top secret.
Oh, I see. A circle jerk?
Hey, Claire.
Hey, Kyle. So, what's the big secret?
I mean, I could tell you, but then I'd have to kill you.
They sound like they're talking about fucking teenage boys, but replace teenage boys with like summoning fucking Slender Man. It doesn't seem scary. Each jump scare is incredibly fucking predictable. Anorexic Man only appears for 3 minutes in this film, which is funny because the whole fear revolves around him. Maybe it's the dynamics of the character and how shrouded in mystery he is, but from clips and stuff, it doesn't seem to make him that scary. Not even 5 minutes. I searched up on YouTube all of Slender Man's appearances in the film. It's literally, it's just below 4 minutes. It's like 3 minutes. Did horror movies like Friday the 13th or A Nightmare on Elm Street have more time for their characters? Also, he looks kind of weird, like not like a good weird. I don't know, his design just seems off or something. I mean, he's still pretty cool, but even this indie short made him look freakier.
Just leave us alone! What do you want with her?
You know you bombed a horror movie when people think it's a comedy. Again, I haven't gone to see this. I really want to, so I can just laugh at it the whole time. Look at the fucking review. Dude, it got an 8% on Rotten Tomatoes. Damn. Bro, life goals, am I right? Ever since then, Slender has just been seen as a nostalgic character from back in the day that used to be scary. And if anything buried the hatchet, it was this movie. It was made too late. It was made from a dying meme. It made in 2013. Maybe, I don't know. Whoop, I guess we got all 8 pages for the script. With that being said, on technical difficulties. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and a sub. And yeah, happy Halloween.
Hey, what? Hey, I'm fucking all my homies, bitch. Hey, yeah, and I ain't give a shit. Nah, I ain't get no shit. Nah, I just go crash the whip. She hopped and then I hit. Oh, I just crashed the whip. Oh, blue diamonds look like mist. Blue diamonds look like mist. Hey, I ain't hit no leg. I ain't no broke boy. I'm still your bitch, cause I'm a fucking